Dennis, everybody, welcome back to our broadcast of the Maven's Open Chess 2025. Today is the final round, final day. This is round 7 of 8, coming in right on time for the closing stages of a very important. This is a match between that board exactly. I think the feed is live. Yeah, there we go. So I hope the board is actually position right here. This is Ben Magana OCB and Mark Waswa of Equity. And this at this particular stage, and immediately it looks like the mid. We had a bit of a problem with the internet again. Let's hope that this time is. Please let us know. Check the YouTube link. We said that anytime you see a break in our transmission, what you want to do is to check on Raising Chess Champion on, and you should get us loud and clear. And please give comments. Let us know, is the transmission clear? Is it not clear? So this is the actual position right now between Mark Waswa. Let's see how the game went, because this is the live position is Ben Magana versus Mark Waswa, and it's quite an interesting position. I think what you saw, I'm not sure that that was the correct position or not. How it went. The land and took this way to attack on the phone here. The tactics here are not as dramatic. If the knight stays in, then normally you can have c5, queen b6 with an attack here, since the bishop has left the square. Like a reverse Slav. In his lines, so he knows exactly what he's playing. He knows a very break there. I'm not sure whether it's timely, but this has to be theory amongst these two players who are very, very strong. Remember, Mark Waswa has gained almost 100 elo points in the last year, and at this juncture, turning to fusion to e4. Against blacks, whites, the knights, the bishop. A very interesting move. Interesting move, because you can see the dark square bishop is missing. E6 blunts the battery of the bishop and the queen that is currently, this is sort of a protection. I think very important also, it makes left for the king, so the king can easily move up at any stage to avoid any back rank issues. And at the same time, you notice white doesn't have a dark square bishop, so taking advantage of these weak squares can be tricky. However, I don't know how realistic it is or how it is to bring something, to make something happen on this line. Hard, because the two options for white to get his king out of the way would be king h2, rook h1, then king back, which I'm not sure whether that is something doable or it's how to happen. The dual edge. See, when you play then what can happen? Let's assume that white takes here, and just giving an illustration. Then the situation A black has inside pawn majority. Pawn majority pawns inside the white. In this case, 3 pawns versus 2 pawns. Now, why that's important? When you have a pawn majority and the pawn majority is healthy meaning that the pawns are not weak, they're not damaged, they are on their own line, then in the end game, these 3 pawns can make a queen, and this is something very, very important to take note of. Why is a queen side majority sometimes considered to be better than a king side majority? Because it's easier to use pawns. Remember, if and it's the case actually on this side, that white has a majority on the king side, but it's much harder to mobilize to move the pawns forward to try and create a pass pawn, because in so doing, king. Then the second thing is that you can see that white's majority on this side is not as healthy. So in my view, it's been probably just the pawn. Definitely pick the pawns for 2 reasons. Because it allows, again, plan is very, very simple. This would be my D. I think the computer agrees with me, because then you have a situation you easily mobilize pawns. The rook can come c8, other rook can come and bring it to b8, and quickly mobilize these pawns, and that's a pretty tricky position for white to play against. Very good. I don't like what should have been not take with the rook, and the rook, this pawn will be hanging. You see what was very clever? See that actually doubling in, x-raying this here. So for the rook comes to the h file. However, that's very active, scary, but it's very possible that this is a second plan that is being created, because the only way this rook has any value is if you can add attackers onto this file. But what attackers can you add? The knight can come to g4, but this pawn is really well protected. It's not an easy thing. We'll see how the game plays out. I think a better plans for black was to play on the queen side where you have an advantage, and I think that is really the idea. Remember that in chess, you want to look at which part of the board you want to play in. You can't just decide to play anywhere. You look at the pawn at this place. And the recommendation is this: you play on the side of the board where you have an advantage, or you have the possibility of creating an advantage. In this case, it's very clear, if you listen to what I'm saying, that the side where white should be considering playing is in the center, open file. The half open file favors the person who has it. It's very difficult to occupy. So a central place, like it's the idea, an expansion on the king side, which is not as easy as the saying, and black definitely should have played on the queen side. The left knight, I'm not sure that is heading anywhere. There's no like this. May not be very good move. I have a feeling that you should take in here, principally because if you understand what the strategy is, then the idea is to quickly advance your pawns on the queen side, and this transfer of the queen. So whether it's
confirm you can't receive the sound. Over.
Okay, I'm not sure why the sound is not back. So it must have been an issue with the connection. My apologies, guys. I'm not sure you've had me the whole time that we have been streaming. We have been discussing the game between Ben Magana and Mark Waswa. This is one of the last games that's going on so far. We are on round 7 of 8 in the Maven's Chess Open 2025 Grand Prix event, a pretty significant event. I'll take you to the board right now to see how that looks. This is the current view of the board. This is live, happening right now. This is happening right now in the position. And if we can go to a live view of that board, let's see what's going on in the board right now. I think it does look pretty bad. The move you're play, there could be a very, very slight difference in what we are seeing and what's going on in the board, but this is the correction. Position. The board has been set better for us to wait a minute, what's going on? Let's go to the position, guys. Let's go to the position. And the position doesn't look a very good. White is a pawn down. The pawn structure is not very good, and it's a knight and king versus knight endgame. I know you can hear me, but I see as if my window has frozen. Why that is okay? The sound here, please let me know. I'm at it as well. An issue that you can experience on chat, amend it. Let the audio is. Let me know video is. We are all on the same page. Wow, move, the computer didn't like it. The main thing, the king versus what black should have done actually in this position was just bring his king. That's all he needed to have done. Bring the king into the position now. More tending more toward which position. What black should have done is, yeah, okay. It seems as yeah, black is getting back from side. So what idea is, remember that is the greatest enemy of a knight. king and knight endings are very much like king and king ending. King knight very much like king and pawn ending. So basically, the principles as you have a next one, it tends to almost winning. Would in this case, I sort of feel very accurate, a clear plan of win. I can see the computer is recommending to play the move f5, which is actually a good move. If you put a sant, then the king comes up. And the idea of that move literally is to bring the king up. The fastest move to bring the king up. Two things that black will activate his pawns and activate his king. The fastest path for the king actually, and this is why this is recommended, is after this move, facing pawn takes on percent. If you don't outplay this is in the position. So see what happened in the live board. Cards are drawn at white to we keep talking about now after 6 what happens. Black will be able to move into black. This is I think behave. Zugzwang is going to follow h5, then you follow up with g4, and very soon black will have to pick up on. The thing is that and in fact using the trackpad has its own look. Headedly does not look good. I'm not sure where the knight is going. So that's because in time trouble. Let's listen. I don't know whether you can hear what the arbiter is saying.
You have to be at the time. You made an illegal move.
Dennis, please activate your mic. Please activate.
How? But it's a check and you made the knight move. Excuse. You made the knight move.
Excuse. Please move.
Didn't you make a knight move when it's a check?
Please.
An illegal. There must be an illegal move. I think there must have been an illegal move.
You have 3 seconds.
Yes.
I think then there's a knight check in this one. So must have made Ben Magana is getting extra. I don't think the added time here. Looks like what time is almost over.
How is this night?
This knight was here.
So this doesn't.
Listen. This night was.
Yeah, that doesn't look good.
Yes.
It's in this position that I'm watching.
Mark 2 extra minutes.
From this point, there is a check.
Draw.
It's your turn to
It's your move. It's your move.
I think Mark is gonna lose on time. That's the end of it. Split putting it. Then Magana wins on time, and that's this is why sometimes people talk about
It's just an illegal move.
Excuse me, please give me a second.
brute funding. I think then Magana wins on time in that position. Absolutely brutal, really. Mark is completely winning on the board. Time. This is next. Yes. If time is up, you can win on time, you can lose on. And I don't know whether we that broadcast area. I can see very quickly how that game went. Nico, that may would not play the line. That's a mark of respect, but he really what he knows. He suddenly going kule which is very line is one out of it. And let's see the whole ways to progress. I want to have an idea. There's a the Kolezuka church is highly rated. Let's see, Mr. It seems like it's very important. That is pretty bad. Telling that things, letting that niche out is so. Gonzalo has made a number of energetic moves. Sorry, guys, I try to play fast to understand what's going on myself. Again, this is a skewer. The move C4 is forced because if you move, so that looks like it's a very important move. And I think after F5, the move it really has to play. White doesn't have an option. Picking is a very bad strategic mistake. A serious blunder by White not to pick. Because look at this bishop. White pieces in addition has better scope when this has been taken. However, not here, let's look at the different view. What has happened? By noting what has happened is this doesn't have a future immediately unless you play a move like G4. This bishop doesn't have a future, and there's no chance that black is going to allow this to come into play. And you have a very strong point on E4 where this knight after this, and I'm even seeing domination of that square. This is a good move. Let's go ahead with this. The knight cannot come here because the moment it comes here, then you basically lose a pawn. Easy to see is